Hey guys, MCU Collector here with video number 5 in the Hasbro 6-inch Ghostbusters Plasma series. This is Dana Barrett. I mean, there is no Dana, there is only Zuul. So this is the gatekeeper Dana Barrett, or Zuul, I guess. So this is when she's already become possessed by Gozer, or I guess Zuul. Whatever it is from the movie. I just watched it and it just seems kind of weird. The figure looks interesting, I guess. It's pretty plain. You know, I don't know what you would really expect out of a Dana Barrett figure other than this, I guess. So I'm not sure what her dress is made out of. We'll see when we get there. But she comes with the largest Build-A-Figure piece for the Terror Dog Vinz Clortho, or, you know, Rick Moranis' character. Same artwork as you see with all the other Ghostbusters figures. Nothing on this side. On the back of the package, we have a look at all the figures in the wave. The Build-A-Figure Vinz Clortho Terror Dog, and the bio for Dana Barrett reads, "There is no Dana, only Zuul." So there we go. And you know, at the end of the all-female cast movie, at the end, you know, I think it was the post-credit scene, they had heard over the static or whatever, they heard Zuul. So, you know, there was a tease for a potential sequel, but of course that's not happening. We're getting Ghostbusters Afterlife. But anyway, let's get to it and open this figure up. Okay, so here's the Dana Barrett Zuul figure out of the package, and it's so basic. There's just not a lot to it. We get the torso piece. It seems like, you know, one of the least wanted figures out of Wave. Usually ends up getting the torso piece. And here we have it for the Terror Dog. It's quite large, but it's shaped very, very odd. And I know that, you know, the stop motion or claymation or whatever they used back in 1984 when they released the movie, it looked very odd proportionately, you know, especially in its movements and things. We'll see how it looks when it's all pieced together, but I think it's very odd shaped without it being built yet. So, you know, we'll kind of see. But as far as the Dana Barrett figure, there's just not a lot going on with it. It's very, very basic. No accessories whatsoever. Nothing. Pretty limited articulation, but you know, I guess the good thing about it is I do see a resemblance to Sigourney Weaver. I do. It's not the greatest, but from what I've seen in comments and from what I know of any figures that have been released of her, this may be the best Sigourney Weaver likeness we've seen on an action figure. But let's take a closer look at it right now. Okay, so there she is. You guys tell me what you guys think of it. Do you see Sigourney Weaver? I think it's a little wide in the cheeks as it along her jawline, but for the most part, yeah, you know, it definitely looks like her. They gave her red eyes because she is already possessed at this point. Her hair is all big and crazy like it was in those movies. It's pretty good. That's the highlight of the figure. The rest of the figure is pretty meh. I mean, we got this red dress. This is all, whoops, this is all a big rubbery piece right here for her dress. Not a whole lot going on with that. Limited articulation in the elbows and whatnot. We get this extra little green piece for the sash that's just kind of glued in there. And it doesn't even really connect well with that part of the dress, so it looks just kind of weird on its own. It's got this like this satin sheen to the dress, and I don't know if it's because it was, you know, like a silky material, or, you know, or what it was in the movie. It kind of has that weird gloss to it. It's kind of interesting, but again, not a whole lot going for it. Just, you know, the Sigourney Weaver likeness. Let's take a look at her limited articulation. Okay, so here we go. So Dana Barrett, she can look all the way down. She can look up at all because her hair gets in the way. That's what we see with most female figures. But she does get the most range out of all the Ghostbusters because they can't even really look all the way down. So she's got that on them. There is some pivot in there. You get, of course, get a full rotation going on in there. Arm can go up this high on that one, that high on the other one. You get a full rotation on either one. There is no upper bicep or anything. We get a swivel at the elbow, and it is a single jointed elbow. So on this one, you're only going to get that much bend, which is not even quite 90 degrees. Now, it's kind of weird on which way this arm should be. I assume the puffy part would be there, because if you come out with her arm, the bigger part would be hanging down, right? But it almost looks out of place when it's by the side and looks like it should be that. But if that were the case, you would only get that much bend at the elbow, so even less. So I guess just depends on which way you want to do it, but you could do it either way. Same here, you get a single jointed elbow there, and it's partially inside that dress sleeve there, but single, you're only going to get that much bend out of it. Not a whole lot whatsoever. Both wrists, they swivel, and there is a little bit of a hinge, so you can hinge it that much, like so. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. So she has a diaphragm joint, so she can pivot to the side a little, To this side only a little bit because that dress is really going to hinder, but because that dress doesn't go up as high on this side, she can definitely move a lot better that way. Back is only a little bit, forward is only a little bit, and you could see they actually have the skin tone torso up underneath. And then you can do a swivel and rotate it around if you'd like. Now the dress is going to hinder the articulation of the legs quite a bit, so you're only going to get her legs apart that far. Going forward, not a whole lot on that one. You're not going to get any motion on this side because of that dress, so it's just not going to happen. There is an upper thigh cut in there though, and you do have a double jointed knee, so it's actually looks really good and looks really natural. So that's actually a very good knee joint. So if you want to use that leg for some customs, I bet customizers probably have a field day with it. No calf swivel, but you do get a foot that hinges down, hinges up quite a bit, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and she has baby feet. They are very, very small. Small feet. One thing I wanted to point out, I forgot to point this out, we had some sloppy paint going on in the arm over here. They painted the dress color over the skin tone, and it just kind of oversprayed a little bit on that bicep, but that might just be on mine. So, very limited. Let's see how she looks with the other Ghostbusters. Okay, so here is Dana Barrett next to the Ghostbusters, and you can see, I think the height and the scale-wise across the board with these figures by themselves are pretty good. So when you look at Sigourney Weaver, who's 6 foot, Bill Murray, who's 6'2", that is just about right. And I think it's her hair which kind of throws it off a little bit, makes her look taller, but when you look at like her forehead to Bill Murray's forehead, it's definitely kind of right about accurate, I would say. So I think size-wise, Hasbro did a good job with these two together, but when you look at other lines, of course, it's not going to be as good. But when you have like Ray from the Black Series, now this was the first one, like Black Series #2, so I assume the newer ones they made bigger, I don't know. But when you look at that, it's like, okay, well, they may seem in scale, but again, when you look at other 6-inch figures like Legends, it's a huge difference. So like with Stan Lee, if I could get him to stand, you could see that, you know, he is much taller than her. So it's not really all that great. But hey, it is what it is. But when you look at like females, so when you say like you have Holtzman, her niece from Answer the Call, the all-female cast, that could work out really well. So that actually scales really well. And then, you know, she was at the very end of the movie as Holtzman's aunt. She was kind of a scientist or whatever herself. But, you know, that works well together. So you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of the Dana Barrett figure. I know it's, you know, it's a must buy, so you can build the Terror Dog. And then the other tricky part is, you know, she turns into one of these herself. And we would have to get 2 of these damn Build-A-Figures so you can have her in the Terror Dog form. So it's just one of those things. But chances are a lot of you guys are going to be getting multiple Winstons anyway because you guys want the Proton stream and it only comes with Winston. So, but you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this line. We only got one more figure before we round it out and finish it off. But I'm curious what you guys think of Dana Barrett. I mean, Zuul. There it is. If you guys let me know down in the comments below. If you guys liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.